Galnet News Digest, 1st of April 3311. We read the news so you don't have to. This week, we visit some outposts. Some silly outposts. What's the silliest outpost in the galaxy? It used to be easy to answer that question, but with the coming of Colonisation, there's a surprising number of new candidates for the title. Let's have a look at a few of them. Hutton Orbital used to be the undisputed silliest station. 0.22 light-years was a 75-minute supercruise to a very ordinary outpost with a couple of rare goods, including the Hutton mug, available to purchase by those mug enough to visit. The new Hutton Orbital in Dabih Major is a far more respectable 0.51 light-years supercruise. But that's not really silly, it's just a long way away. In the nearby Dabih Minor system, the Hutton truckers have set up an outpost orbiting one of the system's 3 black holes. In a similar manner to the Lantern Light Silliest starport, it orbits very, very fast. Meteorond Hollow is positively glacial by comparison. Commander Eros Madelung has calculated that Palma Gateway is travelling at around 1/20th of the speed of light, which means that the people living on board the outpost will experience only 354 days of no doubt highly fulfilling lives, in what to an outside observer would be a full year. The inhabitants of the station are aging 11 days less every year than everyone else. Commander Lalande, who built Lantern Light in the Lalande 25224 system, appears to have been unwilling to give up on building starports in silly places, and he has supplemented the Silliest with an orbital outpost, the Candlelight. This outpost can at least be landed upon, and its rapidly changing velocity in orbit makes magnetic boots entirely unnecessary. Thankfully, a physics-repellent field is in place around the station to limit this effect and to prevent those living there from being turned into meat paste. The star of the silly station's show, though, has to be the Michael City Outpost in the Col 285 sector TY-W B16-1 system. Here it is, an outpost. It may look like a Coriolis starport, but that's where the builder of Michael City has been very clever indeed. And no, that thing sitting beside the Coriolis, that's not an outpost. That's bird's eye reach, a comms array. And there's another orbital structure 50 kilometres away, but that's not the outpost either. No, to find Michael City, you need to look closer. Much, much closer. Through the oblong window. Yes, Commander Lilman Smokey 307 has built the outpost of Michael City inside the German city Coriolis starport. What an inspired bit of system architecting that is. Of course, there are problems. Despite appearances, the outpost is not turning. It's the Coriolis rotating around Michael City that turns the whole station into a large, slow meat grinder, ready to mash up any ship silly enough to get caught between the two stations. But it does mean that there are 3 more landing pads than any other Coriolis. Regulars at the bar in German City have become completely used to seeing a massive outpost hanging still in the middle of their rotating station. The antenna and service modules of Michael City scythe past the windows of the bar, disregarded by those inside. They don't even flinch when bits of outpost come scything through the middle of the concourse. Of course, not everyone likes having an outpost in their starport. Pilots working for the Imperial Enforcement Division have been mounting a campaign to push the outpost through the toast rack and into a slightly different orbit. Here we see them pushing the station infinitesimally slowly towards what's likely to be a bit of a squeeze to get it through that toast rack and out into space. On current estimates, if they don't get help from the Pilots Federation, it may take as much as 10 years to separate the two stations. In retrospect, the decision to fit 4 trusses or noob hammers to German City might have been a mistake. The permanent crew of the adjacent Bird's Eye Reach installation are apparently not delighted by one of the steel and titanium struts smashing through their habitation area every 24 seconds. Meanwhile, Cannon Interstellar is busily building an outpost in the Kappa 1 Volantis system, in the hope that when their megaship the Gnosis arrives there on Thursday, the outpost and the science research vessel might be left in an intimate metallic embrace. Brewer Corporation and the Pilots Federation are of course treating the early Trailblazers era as a learning experience. It's likely that they'll intervene to sort out some of these unusual stations, as they've already offered to do with the Lantern Light Acela starport. It would be a shame to lose all these oddities. Perhaps some of them will remain, but just in case, you might like to visit them while you can. And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news, so you don't have to.